Hey guys, how y'all doing? Hey, I need to do my intro and need to do the social media posts that were live. If you want to skip ahead a minute, we'll be getting into the artwork of it. But I need to grab this link. You don't get the link for your live video feed until you're actually live. So there's a gap there that happens. 1 second here. This closing gap, and that should be good. All right, I'm doing social media posts. Just needs a few more clicks. My name is Phil Kearney. Hey, what's up? I create role-playing games. I illustrate them, and I publish them online. Right now, we're doing a landscape painting, Bob Ross style, for us to basically have a palette cleanser before we start the next project, which is going to be character options, bastion mechanics, mecha, and kaiju for Spelljammer. We got a lot of stuff. And hopefully we'll have a pretty wide variety of stuff to keep things entertaining for us throughout 2026. I am done with my social media posts, so now we can get started. Fix my screens. And if you think this stuff is cool, then I'm here often. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications when we are live in the future. Here's a bunch of books that I've created for Dungeons & Dragons that all have free previews. You can just click the preview button and you can look at my art and my ideas. If you're both a D&D and an art enthusiast and you want to pick this stuff up, God bless you for the support. I really appreciate it. So, okay, let's get to work. Excuse me. Okay, so this is the reference image that we have. And this is where we're at. I need to, this is a lot darker. The lighting on it is correct, except this has a very sideward view, while the one that I'm working on has a very, like, oh, how would I draw that? More like that, coming from, like, the light's coming from behind, like off, like in this sort of direction, as opposed to, like, that direction in the reference image. I don't know if I want to change the lighting or not. I do know what I want to do. Hey, we're going to keep working on this, so let's get back to work. I do know what I want is to add in curvature here. So I'm going to dot some of this in here along this ridge line to create a level of depth like that. So I don't need this here. I want to trim that down a little bit. I want to trim this up a smidge. I want to drag that across there. Like that. There. So normally the illustrations that I work on are either commissions or artwork that's going to go into one of the D&D books that I publish. Now, again, there's a ton of links down below to different books that are full of my art and ideas that I have previously published for D&D. And so you are welcome to check that stuff out if you are, well, definitely if you're an enthusiast of both art and D&D. Hi, ideal. But otherwise, yeah, I'm just chalking through here. Let's do that. Now we have this curve shape going on here. That's not as deep as the shadows pocketed back here. So I'm going to add this in a little bit like that and then erase at that a little bit to create a little bit more curvature and dichotomy in the lighting. This is a lot more painstaking than just dragging a pallet across the edge of the mountain and like, there you go, it's a bunch of snow. I can do that. We can do that. There's a few more steps possible, but this is not a snow-covered mountain like in Alaska. This is like a steppe plateau or mesa sort of. Yeah, I don't know the land mass. I don't know land titles so good. But this isn't a snow-covered thing, so that technique doesn't work. So we have to invent our own techniques. And in this instance, hold on, let's erase on there so these lines can pop out a little bit better. There we go. Good hack. I'm far more better with the sickness than I had been last week. So my throat's starting to clear up. A lot less phlegm and congestion. Much better. There, I just want to add in this this added shadow here. Again, it pushes the light source from being in the front to more towards being on the side, and that's what we want. So let's see. I think I want to add in a little bit here. And erase it that a little bit to get that curvature going. Hey, Steve, it's good to see you. How you doing? Let's add in some color like that. I know there's a lot more steps here than I want there to be. Pardon the pun. The process is more involved than I wanted. But again, I've never done this type of mountain before. It's a different type of terrain. It requires different techniques that we had to invent to be able to solve the problem of how do I depict this thing. That's basically, oh God, who was it? Was it Trent Canada? I think it was Trent Canada that said illustration is problem solving. Because if you could illustrate orcs charging a dragon across a lava battlefield with a photo, just go out and get it, then you could. These are literally impossible things that we're attempting to visualize. And that is the process of illustration. And then the art side of it is how aesthetically pleasing is the thing that you're depicting. So you have those two layers of needs that are being addressed. I like that. Escape from Witch Mountain. Oh my God, that was I love that film when I was a little kid. That originally, God, I'm gonna bet that came out in like I'm gonna bet that was 1973. I know that the Dwayne Johnson had made a remake of it, like in I want to say like 2015 maybe. But God, the original was just legendary. Such a cool movie. It was an old Disney movie. Psychic kids running from the facility or whatever. Pretty cool. This is really turning out the way that I had hoped it would. Can we get away with some lighting like that? There. There. Good. Good. What's up? This was a fun one. See you at the drive-in. Oh, good times, man. Fucking good times. All right, I'm content with that. We still need to do this block down here, but I want to focus in over on this area here to make it. This feels really, really good. I want more of this over here. So let's. We're already on our light brush, so let's just stick with that and work our way down the side of this mountain. So we're just going to dot and then erase, and then dot on some more and erase, and by that means we are going to create this rock. And then I'm erasing underneath it, so I'm clearing the way for us to have more texture like this line up. And then we'll come back through and we'll do that shading technique that we just did with everything else. I sound really tired. Sorry about that. I got sleep. I woke up before my alarm even. But yeah, I still have the groggies. A little bit of the groggy. You know what I should do is I should slam a cup of coffee. I'm still on the decaf bandwagon. Persia. Yeah, no kidding, right? Here's the base illustration. I know there's forests and stuff in Persia as well, but yeah, it has that arid sort of aridness to it. Anyway, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a fun piece to build. I'm gonna enjoy this. This certainly isn't a half-hour technique and you're done sort of painting. I've never done this one before. Here, Bob would do the same illustration like 3 or 4 times before he would paint it on TV. He wasn't just spontaneously creating those pieces of art. They were meticulously crafted. That is not a slight, but it is a reality check. Like it would not be as fun for Bob to go through like this process that I'm going through like literally right now of figuring out what the composition is and what the proper techniques are and make sure that I can do them well. Like I'm figuring all that stuff out with you live here on Screen Cheers. If Bob had done similar, his half-hour TV show would not have been nearly as cool. So that is not me. So I don't say that in any way to disparage or begrudge the man. Proper technique for the medium. But again, I'm just creating these things blind, pardon the pun, and figuring out how to make them work with the tool sets that we have. And so it's a slower, clumsy, stumbly process. I just love this stuff. It's so cool. I see text. Hold on. I'll catch up with you here in a hot second. Oh my god. Yeah, Bob Ross is so fucking fun, man. I grew up on that dude. Playing Legos and stuff on Saturday mornings waiting for cartoons to start was Bob. It was around 2015 that I was doing a lot of commission work, and I was getting upset that the landscapes and environments that I was trying to create for characters and action scenes to take place in, I was falling short. So I was like, how am I supposed to? How can I up my game and have and have a reasonable production time and start being able to create environments for these characters to go in? It just seems so torturous. And that's when I remembered I used to watch Bob Ross as a kid. Let's check out his shit again. And then I learned how to, for the most part, duplicate his techniques here in Photoshop. And so by 2017, I had done 130 some odd, maybe 120 some odd Bob Ross paintings, duplicating episodes from his show. and I got pretty good. I got pretty good with the tools that we built, and we figured out how to make all these things, and here we are. Thundar Bob. Hey, Def, thank you. Yeah, this thing's coming along really fucking nicely. I'm thinking. I don't know if I'm going to come in or not, but I'm thinking about putting a temple in here, and like maybe like a tower in here, like for either like earth monks or like stone giants. And here's the reference image that we're using. So there's the angle of light in this piece is far more rightward. I'm about center, like about 3/4. I want to say about 3/4 center right, like around like this is kind of the direction of light. So I'm figuring it out. I'm layering in more shadow as we come around to help give it more shape. But I like this crescent that's wrapping around the mountains here, and then I'm trying to flatten it out so like it bulges out a little bit. So this area thickens up, so it bends more off to in this direction, and then we still have to fill this in. But then we'll do the lowland hills here and across here, so we can already see. Like I love how this does this. It has all this mottled chalked sort of crumble texture to it. But then as we get further down the mountain, that crumble starts to lighten, fade out, and then it drops away. And I'm not even really sure. It's got like this super yellow color. So I don't even know what the fuck is going on with that, but I really dig this. It just literally just melts into smoothness as you hit the lowlands. And then it's just typical hills with distant, like we can see, like this should probably have like a greenishness to it. Yeah, it's high blue. It's green blue because these are all forest in here, I believe. But it's so far away that it's just a mash. We should see a yellow to green transition from here. There's the shadow without the yellow highlight, and then yeah, there's that green, and then we have sharp green. Nope, same faded green. I expected that to be a more a higher. Oh, reds, interesting, huh? I'm pretty sure I'm right about this being forest back here, though. That looks like a section where the sun is focusing directly, so it's bright. It almost looks like snow. Yeah, I know, right? It's tricking my eye. The texture is like snow, and since I don't see color, it just looks like dark snow. It's like that doesn't feel right. There's too much. It's too gray for it to actually be snow, because snow on mountains and glaciers, it is like sharp white. Although I found some really cool Iceland pictures where there's ice frozen over rock on the water line, and the ice is transparent, so you can see the rock under a foot of ice. It looks super cool. Like there's all these neat. Oh my god! I saved a picture of it. I'll show you guys. I'm thinking about making an illustration out of that. But anyway, back on task. So yeah, this is our frame of reference that we're going to be using, and we're going to fantasize it a little bit. And obviously our ratios are a little bit different. But cheers. It's in a separate layer, so I can move it if I want to. But that's not the point right now. Get back to work, Kearney. You're slacking, boy. And I lost my color reference, so let's go fetch that again. And yeah, that's enough. I should add a new layer in on top of this so I don't mess with it. And yeah, that's a good highlight. Let's grab a good gray mid-tone, like something a little bit darker. Yeah, we'll go with that, and then we'll fade it. So I'm just gonna layer in some dark here right now. This brush is so good for this style of texture on rock. It's a little amazing, honestly. It's like it's pre-built to build those step-like striations. It's super cool. Let's do that. There, like that. Get rid of the under bits here. Thin that down a little. So yeah, kind of a painstaking process, but I love the results. It's worth it. And I'm just doing this for fun anyway. It's not like I'm on a timeline here. I mean, obviously, I want to get more work done. By the way, the PDF for the adventure is complete, like completely complete, donezo, done, type done. I could publish it right now, but I have to package all the tokens and the maps and stuff like that into the zip file before I can publish it. And I'm trying to juggle my time with a few other things that I'm working on off screen. So like we're like right there, but I'm not trying to rush through it just because it's that close to being done. I'm going through the process and making sure everything is done right. Plus, I'm waiting for replies back for some playtesters to make sure that they're good to go in receiving their copy and blah blah blah. I'm gonna merge this layer down and add another one in. And is my sound balance okay? Hey, thank you. It's I mean, it's not published yet, so here's hoping. That direct contrast with the shadow on the left side leads me to believe it's just 1 o'clock on the left side. Yeah, I feel what you're saying. I think I'm being pretty consistent with the light curvature here. That I think it's all fitting roughly. Like this and this are roughly parallel to each other, and I think I've pulled off the wrapping around effect pretty well. So I'm pretty happy with that. Oh, on the reference. Yes, yeah. And this is more like more like 3 o'clock maybe. Anyway, let's all let Bob be our uncle. Let's grab that dark and thicken this up in here a little bit. This ain't gonna paint itself, Kearney. Now we've got a path. Oh, I love this. That's dope. Let's see if I can make that work. Something like that. And I can't just have that growing out of the side. I can't just have that constructed in front of the mountain. It has to be merged into the mountain. And it can't be that. It has to be steeper. Otherwise, people would just take the more direct route. So it has to be very vertically imposing. That feels pretty good. Let's add more jag in here to bump that out. I think that's gonna work. No, yeah, good observation. Yeah, I don't need to. I like the lighting reference on the actual photo, but I really just like how where this is going. The muse is serving us well on this piece, and I don't want to besmirch her effort in providing us something super cool. Pull at this here just to blend it down a little bit, and then erase, add it a little to chalk it up. Add in some more texture down here to help give this some imposing terrain that is less than ideal for traversing. And then I'm going to add another layer on top of this so I can start building this out again. There, chisel that away. I need to drop an entire ridge up here like this, and then drop it down here like that. That is what this is calling for. This helps lock in that this is a safe passage to get further up the mountain. There, yeah, that's the right space to be in. So let's chalk it up. Add and erase, add and erase. Add in here. Add in some more. Ooh. That up a little bit. Yeah, I think this is working out. Maybe I've invested too much into this. Penny and pounds, you know? Let's see what we can make it. Let's see what we can make it do. Not 100% sold on this. I just put a lot of effort into building like this pathway thing, and I don't know if it's actually working out or not. It's subtle enough that I can keep it. Smooth that all in. Yeah, I'm pretty actually down with that. Let's see. Okay, cool. Let's work on this a little bit more. Sorry, work from the top down. I think we have enough going on through this band here that I don't have to mess with that directly right now. So it's going to keep working this down here, and then further work to blend, like the more opaque. The lower opacity I use, the more transparent they are, the more it's looking like it's fading into the terrain. It has that, again, that shallowing and smoothing out. The texture eventually just wears away as we get further down the structure. I think this is pulling that off pretty well. This is all going to probably be covered up with like tree line and shit in the foreground. But I still want to establish it to make sure that if in case something pokes through and can be seen peeking through the trees, we want to make sure that it's consistent. Come across here like that, and then we can pull this down, and then erase at that. And that's the start of our hills coming down here like this. Pull and smudge at it. But this will begin the transition to downhill. Switch to our cloud smudge. Just quick wisps. This kind of duplicates the wisp effect we did for these strato clouds. It's a similar technique. You can go back and see that, I think, on episode 1. There. Now we'll switch back to our chisel brush. We can do a little bit of erasing in here. And I'm going to just use this chisel brush and tug. Here to fade that out. Cool, that's a good breaking point. I think I can feel content with this stuff over here. Let's just add in a little bit more grit over here. Because I decided to change my mind about leaving that alone. Oh, and we got this going on. We got to do something about that guy. Lighten that up a little bit. Keep all that in there like that. It feels pretty, it actually feels pretty unnatural. Let me grab this and block that off. Okay, that feels better now. Let's take the same color highlight here and put that across here like that. Good. And then this here. Push down like that. There we go. All right, this is shaping up. There. What? How's my timing doing? 7:14. I've got 40 minutes left. This is great. God, I love doing this stuff. It's so fun. That's feeling a little sharp now. There. Put in the shadow. Sorry, I fell into a fit of silence there while I was focusing on whatever it is that we're trying to achieve. Kind of blanked out there on you guys a little bit. Sorry about that. This needs to be darker because of where it's positioned. Feels better. Yeah, I need some break here to help distinguish foreground from background. So this is pushing this far more forward in the piece now. I'm very happy with that. Let's add all this in here so we can establish this ridge line. Then we can put this across here. There we go. Yeah, I think this is shaping up really, really nicely. Oh, I see text. Hold on. Let me catch up with you in a second here. I'm going to put a little bit of light down in there before we swallow it up with the shadow. What's up? Hey, Fernando. This is the new style? Yeah, it is. Hey, man, I'm doing awesome. Thank you. Yeah, these are turning out really, really nicely. I'm very, very pleased with this technique. Just about done with this, defining this forward mesa in front of these further back mountains. I think that's working out nicely. We've got our little hidden start of the path that you can get up into here and wind your way up and around. I feel like I want to be bold and merge these all together. All right, I'm gonna put these all into the same layer, duplicate it, and then merge. So this is all one layer now, and that's gonna let me get into here and carve away at this space a little bit. So we can start establishing. Excuse me. I need to tighten this in. This is all experimental here right now, but I'm trying to create a pathway here that will go behind this front ridge and find its way around and up the mountain by winding around. But I need to establish that these rocks are separate, which I can do by working this lighting down here in this corner. I think this will work. Nope, wrong layer, Kearney. Here we go. We'll work this layer. Let's see if we can make this work. Just gonna drag it all the way down here. Let's do that. And we'll put this here. I see text. Hold on. This is a specific location for one. No. This is just for the fun of it. I've completed the PDF for the Eberron adventure. So right now I'm just going through the process of packaging it off screen. And I anticipate it publishing later this week, maybe Tuesday next week, sometime imminently soon. So I'm doing a palette cleanser. I just wanted to do some landscape painting because I love doing landscape painting. It's not for a specific anything other than just I thought this was a cool image, so I wanted to replicate some of these techniques in this general composition. I wanted to duplicate that, so I'm spending time doing that. And there we go. I think we've established this separate from the foreground. So this acts almost like a shield. I like that. we've been working on that Eberron project. Literally, like we've been doing artwork for that for like 2 years, and it's done. So I am horribly misaligned with pieces that with books that are works in progress that need artwork and still need more work, and before I can start dropping artwork into them. And all of my books are at a place where they need more work before I can drop artwork into them. So I need to reevaluate my. It's never taken me this long to do a book before. The adventure is a lot more involved than just casual player and DM options that are just basically alphabetical lists of ideas. We've talked about this a lot. Adventures are far more coordinated to make sure the stuff that you're talking about is depicted on the page that you're talking about it. So the map and all the text and all that stuff had to line up with each other. And that was a big fucking pain. I did not realize what a pain in the ass that would end up being. But it did. It ended up being a massive pain in the ass. And I've learned from that to have a lot more logistics figured out if I'm going to do another adventure sometime in the future. But I have no intentions of doing another adventure anytime soon. So that's a non-problem right now. The rest of the stuff that we're going to be doing is basically alphabetical lists of players and DM options. So that's going to be a lot easier for us to format and ultimately publish. So I'm glad to have this change in gear for production, but none of those books are ready to go. So the current plan is to work on them page by page. Like for example, the revised wizard character class for the color mana system. The base class and the subclasses from the player's handbook, that might take maybe, with space available included for illustrations, maybe 5 pages. So I'm going to do the 5 pages it makes to build those things, do the layouts, figure out where the holes in the text are at, and then do those illustrations while we do the page layouts for like Warlock and then Sorcerer. And then by the time we get done with all 12 of the classes that are in the player's handbook, we might be like 2 or 3 months down the road, but we'll have all the pages done for all the character classes. Then all we have to do is the color mana listing, the changes to duration, concentration, targeting, magic items, backgrounds, alignments, and we're not doing any species stuff in the book. Yeah, that should be the bulk of it. So I imagine like a good, I reckon a good 50, 60 pages of the book is probably going to be taken up with just character class options. And it's currently 70, like the core mechanics book is currently 75 pages, but I anticipate that expanding up to like maybe 90. But if I can get if I can take like every 2 weeks we finish one character class, the layouts and the artwork, we're pushing through that entire book together. So by the time we finish doing the artwork for the books, the layouts will also all be done. There won't be any hang time, and we're just always doing something productive, either here on stream in the mornings for the artwork or in the evenings doing the page layouts and stuff to get the next block of pages ready to go. So I've never done a book that way. That is my current plan, so that we're doing like real time, ongoing production. That's compelling me. And I think if I can figure out how that format works, I think that's going to really be good for once I start publishing stuff on my Patreon, to be able to like take like a 4 or 5 page idea, draft it up, illustrate it, and then publish it on the Patreon, and then make that available to my supporters. Like that sounds like a winning combination. So I want to figure out how to do that so I can start making that my general mode of operations. I like this. I think that turned out the way that I wanted it to. It looks a little highlighted. I think I need to trim that down a little bit. Yeah, more like that. There. We got about, like, what, 20 minutes left? 25 minutes left? Oh, yeah, it's only 27. Yeah, we got 25 minutes left. Cool. Okay, so we're done. I think we're done over here. I like this. I like this a lot. Let's embellish on this a little bit more. Nope. Yep. A little bit more here. Sorry, I'm really just whinging on this detail here, but it's foreground. It's forward facing, so I want to make sure I get it right. I'm on Raw. I like this song a lot. Okay, I can stop now. I can step away from that, but I need to come over here and keep doing it. So we're going to use this highlight. Although it's going to get dropped into a lot of shadow, I want to start using this highlight because it's really good for establishing the general form. Like that. Feels pretty good. Work that in. This is how we get these step effects. And then we erase to work them into the background. Work those in, and then we're going to layer over them the flattening contours, curving down into the lowlands. Work that and get rid of most of this. There we go. Dots. Okay, so we need to move away from verticality. We need to lean more into a more horizontal lean at this point. So I'm just going to work this over. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Okay, cool. So let's add in another layer on top of this. We'll start smaller like this, and we'll start adding in a lean like that. So work here at the top and work my way down. Here like that, and this here like this. Like that. Like that. There. A lot of repetition here, but I really like the results. So it's worth the time for me, I think, to take and do this. Really like where this is going. So race across here to work that in. Then down here. All right, I've got 20 minutes left. Is that my 20-minute timer? 7:35, so I've got 20 minutes left this morning, so we can keep working through this. So far, so good. So what? Let's take a sip of water. Slurp some coffee. And get back into it. New layer. Let's see. Foreground here. Let's scratch that in. I'm gonna smudge to smear this in, and then retexture. Dot across there. We're gonna pull on this to smudge it up into the ridge line. Then we're gonna pull down to streak, and then pull here, and now we're going to erase, erase, erase. Now I think I want to flip this over like that. What's up? Hey, Gabby. Doing well, thank you. Doing very well. I'm having a lot of fun with this painting. It's gonna fan out like that. Let's do this above. Yeah. I think this is going to turn out a-okay. Let's do that. Scratch that in. We're just we're just layering up texture right now to get that same gnarled, mottled. I'm not sure what the exact word there is. It's not marbling. It's like mottling. TTs.
I feel like a wimp. I tried to play one of my favorite video games from my childhood. Spent the whole session crying while I played. This is the game.
That's great. No, nostalgia is a powerful drug, man. You can't ignore that shit. It's important. I like that you spelled wimp with an H. I think that's great. Yeah. We wanna bond that down. Merge down and then oops. Nope. There we go. Finally. Okay, cool. Now I can merge these layers down over here separately. Okay, cool. Now we're in a good space. Let's keep at this. I see text. Hold on. I'll catch up with you in a second.
It was a remake of Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life.
Oh, right on. I have never played that. I don't play video games. I just don't have the time. I'll listen to and watch Let's Plays. But yeah, I never purchase or invest time into playing video games myself. Yeah, if I did, I wouldn't like D&D is my video game time. No throwing shade at anybody else. That certainly doesn't make me elite or nothing. It's I'm missing out on shared cultural experiences for that. It's a sacrifice I have to make. There we go. That's feeling really good. Trim that down. Trim that down. Good.
What's up? Then he makes me feel all feelings because after you've lived a wonderful life, and your kid has all grown up, and the game ends with you not waking up one day. Oh wow, that's crazy.
Nice. That's really poetic. Let's bulk up on that shadow over here. Let's further develop over here. Thin that out as we creep around the side here. There we go. I really like that. That looks freaking cool. Let's add some dark underneath that over here to help continue with this wrapping rock effect around like this. This is working out. Merge down. Background. I think I can afford to merge these things together. Actually, let's Let's thin this one up a smidge and see what happens. God, yeah, just like that. So let's merge that down.
And then we can punch up the contrast a little bit. But that is feeling really, really cool.
Okay, let's experiment, because I have this break here that implies that like you can make your way around the mountain this way, because this ridge line here is hiding the path, so you can imagine that it's in there. But then what am I supposed to do? Like go all the way around the mountain to over here and then wind my way around? There's a break at some point. It's not working. So I think what I want to do is, if we go down and look at a reference illustration, there's a firm break. Like this is a huge cleft here that separates this mass from this mass. If I do that, I can introduce the walkway going through here to that temple that we're imagining in that gap. So I'm imagining like a temple being in here, and I can get there if I can carve away. So I'm going to duplicate this layer real quick so I don't make any regrets, and just fuck around real quick, like with where this is at. Like if this was like this, and this was a separate rock back in here, I could see winding your way around here, and then I feel like that's a possibility. I'm not 100% seeing it, but I feel like it's true. So let's add, let's stay in this space and see if we can make something of it. First off, we have to be able to fill this gap in here. But I also want to establish a light source here, again, from the back. There. I don't know if this is the right decision or not, but it's what I'm feeling right now. So we're gonna explore that.
Hey, what's up? And as a different stage of your life, as you grow older, some of the characters are just straight. Oh wow, that's awesome. Wow, neat game. The post-game endlessly play mode is cool.
That's so cool. Let's erase that away. So we need to resculpt this back here. Like that. I need to What if, ooh. What if I, yeah, what if I push this? Do I want to do that? No, I don't think so. I like the idea of this, but I'm not sure if I'm overcomplicating things or not. I might be overcomplicating. I don't know. Let's stay in this space and fuck with it. This is why we made the duplicate that isn't touched by any of this stuff. Just in case it didn't turn out good. But I'm still okay operating in this space for a little bit more. Let's see where it goes. There we go. This is starting to feel better. There and there. Yeah, this is starting to feel more believable. Let's just flesh this out here, and we'll just keep layering up on top of this. So let's grab this here and drop that down to about here. There we go. Right on. Well, that's inspiring. Good luck. I hope you find a team that you can connect with that allows that sort of emotion to arise for you. That's pretty cool. There we go. We can do a little bit of backlighting here to help create that curvature a little bit more. Yeah, it feels really, really good. Bring that in here. Oh, hell yeah, that's awesome. That I'm really happy about that. That feels really, really good. That feels really good. All right, I'm really, really happy with that. just a little extra shock of light in there. Just one more layer. I'm going to save real quick because we've been doing a lot of work and I don't want to just lose it over something stupid. There. And now I need to shave away some of this back here. That's pretty good. There. There we go. Okay, super cool. Fade that down a little. Oh, that's my timer. All right, I'm gonna have to kick out of here in just a few minutes. We didn't quite get as far as we wanted because I allowed myself to be distracted with cool little intimate details. But that is how we do here. We are not on a specific timeline. We are just enjoying time. God, that feels really good. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, cool. We got that there. That feels good. Over here is coming along nicely. Okay, so when we come back tomorrow, we'll finish up this little ridge line here. This little mesa plateau that's in the foreground here. And then we'll start filling in the lowland hills through here, which will go much faster because it's a much more basic texturing technique that's far more familiar to us. Once we get I bet we'll get the lowlands, this mesa, this ridge, and these lowlands. I bet we'll have those done tomorrow. And then, what's this, Tuesday? Yeah, tomorrow on Wednesday. And then Thursday, we'll probably start dropping the forest in here. And then some more over here to help create framing. We might really push up stuff here in the foreground like this to help add into the space here to create some harmony. Probably push this up a little bit. Oops. Push this up a little bit like that. So I'm envisioning how this is going to end up looking. So I'm going to get rid of some of that. And then we'll have our water line down in here. And oh, that's what I want to do. I was thinking about doing some sort of foreground, sort of something here to encapsulate this water space that we have going on inside of here. So we're creating like this bowl sort of effect down here with foreground framing to cut off and sort of work our way around like this. Oops, I'm adding lines in for some stupid reason. I'm just kind of thinking out loud here at you guys a little bit. But I think that'll be good blocking. Yeah, this is going to be a really fucking cool piece when we finish it. So, okay, that's it for now. I'm going to go ahead and cut out of here. Let's hit save. I'll be back tomorrow morning like usual to continue on with working on this piece. Monday through Friday, artwork like this in the morning. Monday and Thursday nights, like last night, we do game design. Saturday morning, we do game design. And then on my Discord server, link down below, we do play testing for the stuff that we build. So I'm on 8 times per week. I've been doing so for a number of years at this point. So if you think this shit's cool, like, subscribe, bell icons, notifications, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.